Hello everyone, and welcome back. June is now behind us, and we are back with another episode of our monthly industry update. In this series, we look at the most important developments from around the world in the PaperCup, paper, and disposable packaging industries. June wasn't a month of major breakthroughs, but several long-term trends continued to shape the future of our industry. So let's take a look at what happened around the world during the past month. The first development that caught my attention was, once again, barrier coating technologies. The collaboration between UPM, Michelman, and BOBST continues to move forward. At first glance, this may not seem like headline news. But in my opinion, what matters most isn't the product they're developing. It's the way they are developing it. Years ago, one company made the paper, another developed the coating, and the machine manufacturer simply focused on building a machine that could run. Today, that approach is no longer enough. A new coating may perform perfectly in a laboratory, but behave very differently on a production line. It may react differently to heat, create sealing problems, crack during forming, or simply fail to run efficiently at high speed. That's why paper producers, coating specialists, and machine manufacturers are now working together from the very beginning. In this partnership, UPM develops the paper, Michelman focuses on bio-based barrier coatings, and BOBST works on the converting process to ensure these new materials can run efficiently on industrial production lines. Together, they're not just creating a new material. They're building an entire production system. To me, this sends a very clear message. In the future, competition won't simply be about who makes the best paper or the fastest machine. It will be about who can design the best complete system. Because for manufacturers, what matters isn't a product that works in the laboratory. It's a system that runs reliably throughout an entire production shift. The second topic that stood out in June was the ongoing development of environmental regulations across Europe. This isn't a discussion that's going away anytime soon. European regulators are no longer looking at disposable packaging simply as waste. They're evaluating the entire life cycle of a product, from raw materials and manufacturing to usage and recycling. In the past, it was often enough for a paper cup to be recyclable. Today, the questions are becoming much more detailed. What type of coating does it use? Which chemicals are involved? Can it actually be separated and recycled in existing recycling facilities? What environmental impact do the raw materials have? In other words, it's no longer enough to claim that a product is sustainable. Companies are increasingly expected to prove it with technical evidence. I believe this will have two major consequences. First, manufacturers will need to pay much closer attention to the raw materials they purchase. Choosing paper based only on price may no longer be enough. Second, machine manufacturers will also need to adapt. As new coatings and new materials become more common, machines will have to process them with the same speed and consistency that customers expect today. I especially think that companies exporting to Europe or planning to enter the European market should follow these developments very closely. Many of the regulations being discussed today will eventually influence production standards in many other parts of the world. We've already seen this happen with PE-coated products, and we'll probably see the same pattern with future coating technologies. The third topic that caught my attention was paper costs. During the past few weeks, I've spoken with manufacturers in several different countries, and many of them shared the same concern. Paper prices remain one of the biggest challenges, especially for European producers. I recently had the same conversation with a manufacturer in Bulgaria. Cost pressure continues, and under these conditions, producing more isn't always the answer. companies that reduce waste are often the ones that improve profitability. Sometimes the money you make doesn't come from producing more cups. It comes from throwing away less paper. To sum everything up, June wasn't a month of dramatic changes for the paper cup industry. However, three major trends continued to gain momentum: next-generation barrier coatings, environmental regulations, and production efficiency. My biggest takeaway this month is this: our industry is no longer just about making paper cups. It's about managing materials, machinery, and sustainability together. The transformation may seem slow today, but in my opinion, the companies that will lead this industry over the next 5 years are already preparing for that future. I wish you all successful production, good business, and steady growth. See you next month.